My name is Vernon. I'm the Director of Communications with the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations. We have a very serious issue that we'd like to speak to you about today, and we thank you respectfully for respecting the privacy of this family at this time as they're having a very hard time. We thank all of your supporters for coming and making this journey so that we can tell you what's been happening in our communities. First, we would like to introduce the lawyer that is going to be speaking on behalf of the family, Kelly Whitney.
I would first like to acknowledge we are on Treaty 6 territory in homeland of the Métis. Good afternoon, my name is Kelly Whitney. I'm legal counsel for the family of baby Tobias Souze. On April 7th, 2022, upon her return to the Royal University Hospital, Tila, mother of baby Tobias, discovered that Tobias had a full cast leg without explanation. The expected standard of care of the hospital is that the patient will be properly cared for and the services provided will help the patient. However, Indigenous people are not receiving the standard of care. Instead, hospitals are hurting our people, and how do we address that? The duty of care that a physician owes to a patient, such as baby Tobias, is to exercise reasonable care so as to avoid acts which could be reasonably foreseen as likely to injure the patient and to take reasonable precaution. At this time, the family of baby Tobias calls on the federal and provincial government to enforce the Truth and Reconciliation Calls to Action 18 to 24, as well as the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls Calls to Justice 3.1 to 3.7, which both serve to identify and commit to change regarding the substantial gap in health services provided to Indigenous people. The universal agreement in these issues are systemic and the need for immediate action and address. Since 1982, Section 35 of the Canadian Constitution, which addresses Aboriginal and treaty rights, recognizes the Medicine Chest Clause obligation to provide adequate Treaty 6-based rights to health care. Baby Tobias Souze is an Indigenous 7-month-old boy and is one of our most vulnerable. The health system failed this Indigenous infant boy, and we need to protect our most vulnerable. We need to ensure that he is protected and receives proper care. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Our next speaker is Chief Tanya Aguilar Antonin. She's from the community of Mosquito First Nation.
Good afternoon, Ombawashte Danse. Chief Tanya Aguilar Antonin. I was asked to spell my last name Aguilar-Antiman. Our nation of mosquito grizzly bear head lean man is very upset with what has occurred in one of the most recognized hospitals in Saskatchewan and Children's Hospital in Canada. We have cookums, we have moms, we have dads that are angry because explain to us how a 7-month-old baby can break their femur bone. Our nation is asking for answers. We look to everybody, province, feds, the Federation, FSIN to move this along. And the supports that are required to the family, we need to support them. And we need to ensure that babies are going to be safe. I had a young family taking their baby last night, 7-month-old, and I said, don't leave your baby. Because we need to be assured as a nation that they're going to be protected. And so I hope that the hospital comes forward and works with the family, works with legal counsel, because this is a very serious matter. Egosa, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We're going to now go on Zoom. We have Chief from Samson Cree Nation in Alberta, I believe, Chief Vernon Saddleback, that is going to be joining us on the Zoom.
Thank you, everyone. I want to thank the elder for the prayers to start us off this afternoon. And thank you, Chief Aguilar Antonin. And I also want to thank Chief Cameron for stepping up a few days ago to help start this process for us, and for FSIN for their support for our nation member, Tila Suze. We heard about this event, this matter 2 days ago, brought to our attention here at Chief Council, and we met with our council yesterday. And I instructed council, this is one of those Jordan's principal moments for us. This is one of our babies that's in need. And I told council I don't want us to argue about money or funding. I just want Central Commission to support the Suze family in this matter. And the council wholeheartedly agreed. So we made that motion, that commitment that we're going to support the process. For Central Commission, I think what we really want to do is, in supporting the family, is we want to support the family finding truth. And that's really what this is about. What's the truth about what happened? And so we're committed to completely support the family, with legal costs and whatever else we might need to help support Tila and help her find the truth for baby boy Tobias. And at some point, hopefully we can find some truth and get some kind of honorable version of reconciliations matter with the health services in Saskatchewan, and try and get proper support for our children in care, the children in hospital care there. So with that, I'm very grateful to the people of Saskatchewan for stepping up and doing wraparound services for our nation members out there. Bottom of my heart, thank you all, got you a bit. And I'm very grateful for all of you for what you've done to help support the Suze family, and Central Cree Nation is committed to supporting the family in this process and finding the truth what happened. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring up Tila. She's very nervous, as you can tell. It's very nerve-wracking, and once again, we're thankful for the support system that she has. Here's Tila, if you want to just come up with your family. Chief, you want to come and support her? She's very, very nervous. You don't even want to say a couple words for her. Just introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rosanna Mussman. I work for Saskatchewan's Jordan's Principal on Mosquito Grizzly Bears Headley Man First Nation. I am here today to support and advocate for the Suze family. It's very disheartening that what is going on with the communication barriers within Jim Pattison Children's Hospital, and I'm here to advocate for all the Indigenous children in Canada as well as Tobias Suze. So I'm gonna let Tila, Bobby and her mother try their best to answer questions in the best way that they can. Thank you.
You want to just talk about your baby? Tell them about your baby. How is he?
He's good. He's a happy baby. He like, I don't know what to say.
Do you guys have questions for her?
Just tell us about your recent days and how you've been with your baby.
The recent day's been good. He's been happy. Besides the cast and all that, we've been doing good so far. Yeah.
Any more questions for
Could you
Tila?
describe what your interactions with SHA have been like over the past few days?
That's good.
At the hospital.
Uh,
You want to maybe just tell them what happened when you arrived? Give them an understanding of it.
No, I showed up late, like around 5 on the 7th, and then when I walked in, his leg was covered up. I walked in and I uncovered him to pick him up, just to find out he had a cast on, like a whole leg cast, and it scared me.
Did you get any confirmation? Anybody tell you anything?
The head nurse came in, the doctor came in, and
It's okay, sweetie.
Yeah, she just came in and told me that, in front of me, that early that morning they noticed his leg he was in pain because of his leg. And then they took him down for x-rays just to find out that his femur bone was broken. And they told me it was a slight break. And that happened. I asked how that happened. They said they don't know. They won't give me an answer.
So did they say how long it had been broken for? Because you were there 3 days prior, right?
No. They didn't say nothing about that.
I think that'll be, Kelly, is that good? Okay, she's limited on what she can say at this point, just due to
Yeah.
the transaction. So, thank you, just have a seat. We'll maybe get Vice Chief Pratt to come up and say a couple of words on behalf of the Federation. Unless there's anybody else in the family that wanted to speak. Yeah, if you want to, just give her a second, Vice Chief Pratt. Just introduce yourself.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lorraine Mussman. I'm here on behalf of the Mussman and the Souza family, and I just wanted to say a few words as well. It is very disheartening to have something like this happen to a young child, and it brings me to tears to see a young mother like this trying for her children, wanting to make it better and just hoping for the best in health, and to have that happen in Jim's Pattison Hospital. And it's really it's mind-boggling, right? Because there's no answers, and we don't know how it happened, and and we've been through a lot with our children, and I just want to say, it's the same thing. Every child matters, and I just want to say that for everybody to continue saying prayers for the family. We're here to support Tila. We want answers as well. So with that, I just want to leave it with that, saying a few words on behalf of the Mussman and the Souza family. Thank you.
And our final speaker will be Vice Chief David Pratt. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I want to thank our elder, Senator Spyglass, for the prayer today. I want to acknowledge our leadership that are here, Chief Saddleback, who's joined us via Zoom, Chief Tanya that's here with representing the people of her nation. First of all, it's a sad day that we're here once again. A month ago, we were here again meeting with the press in regards to the death of another child that took place under the care and watch of the Prince Albert Police Service. Here we are a month later again, another First Nations child now with a broken leg at which is supposed to be the premier children's hospital in Saskatchewan, and not providing any answers as to how that happened or to what took place. And I'm sure many of you could relate that if that was your own child, you'd want some answers. And it's unacceptable that the hospital, that the nurses, the doctors are not providing those answers to the family. The FSIN Chief Bobby Cameron, as well as our executive, are standing with the family today, as well as with the leadership, Chief Tanya, as well as Chief Vernon, in calling upon the Jim Pattison Children's Hospital to provide those answers to the family, but also on the Saskatchewan Health Authority to work with the Federation in terms of an investigation as to how this took place. How did the child, when the mother was gone from the hospital, obviously this took place, something happened. A child doesn't just break his leg by accident or by sitting in a crib. So we have to determine what exactly took place. This can't be covered up. Too often, we've been, as First Nations people, we're dealing where incidents happen within the healthcare system as well as within the justice system, and they're swept under the rug. And people look at it, well, that's just another Indian, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. Every child matters. And we want to ensure that the family gets the questions to what happened in the incident. And also, Chief Cameron has told me to convey the message that the FSN will fully support the family in whatever route they choose to take, including if it's hiring a lawyer, and looking at some type of a legal recourse against the Jim Pattison's Children's Hospital, those that were charged with the care, as well as the Saskatchewan Health Authority. But another incident, another proof that it's got to stop harming our children, and these things still continue to take place, and it's got to stop. It's 2022. We've had a public apology from the federal government on residential schools. We've had a Pope issue an apology 2 weeks ago, but still things like this are happening, and it's got to end. And we can't have any more. We're tired. We don't want any more press conferences where it's another baby that's dead or another baby that's being injured at the hands of those that are entrusted with their care. So it's unacceptable. So I just want to convey that to the family, to Chief Tanya, as well as Chief Saddleback, that we will help any way that we can. Chief Cameron said to let the people know that we're here to support them as they decide to move forward, but we're demanding answers today. Miigwech, thank you.
We have time for maybe 1 or 2 questions if there's media. Yeah.
Is Tobias still in the care of the hospital right now?
Yes, he is.
And do you know for sure that he has a broken leg, that they gave you those details, if they didn't give you the details of how that
Maybe.
could be?
Does he actually have a broken leg? Yes. Yes, they've confirmed the details.
Broken right femur?
Broken right femur. Okay.
What sort of legal options are being considered right now?
Kelly, maybe you? No?
We're still discussing with the family what they want to do.
They're still in the initial stages of that. Is there anything online? No? All right, if that's with questions, I think that should be good. Yeah, one more?
Yeah, so she was a little quiet, I'm sorry, so I couldn't hear you. Has the SHA reached out to you at all?
Not yet.
No, they have not. No. I think that'll be good for now. Thank you guys for coming. We'll end the press conference there. Thank you very much. Okay, so you can, yeah, you guys can take it out of there if you want. You can finish. We're just take them to the lobby there. Yeah, very good. Thank you very much. Oh my God, so bad.